Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai Shem Kakwadash. Shalom to the hopefully elect out there. Little horse. But anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, Dr. Brown says a few words on the Lemba tribe. And what he says, he goes into the conversation of DNA, and that through DNA, which I don't even follow because it's not accurate at all. If you go to, what is it? You got 23andMe, and then you got the other one. You got a couple of different ones. You go to each and every different one, they're going to give you different information about yourself. So basically, it's BS. And this scientist said it's basically entertainment. It's a way to make money. Anyway, I'm going to speak on the Lemba tribe. And like I said, if you watch the debate, you know, Dr. Brown versus Alazar, priest Alazar, he went into DNA early in the debate. He mentioned DNA, and then he mentioned the Lemba tribe, and then he mentioned the Ashkenazis, which, by the way, Ashkenaz is really a Japhetic, the true people, Ashkenaz and the people of Ashkenaz are sons of Japhet. So the reason why they say they Ashkenazi is because they say, according to ancient maps, the land of Ashkenaz is current Germany today, is where Germany is today. The old name was Ashkenaz. So that's why they call themselves Ashkenaz Jews. And they didn't come from a man by the name of Ashkenaz. Because if they did, they would be sons of Japhet. They would not be Shemitic or Semitic. So anyway, I'm going to just read a little bit of this. I didn't proofread it. So this is from the New York Times. It says, the Lemba, a Bantu-speaking people of South Africa. And I did a video on the language of the Bantu people. And a lot of those words are Hebrew words. Like there's one sister did a video. She was studying the Bantu language. And she said, this is the way people greet other Bantu people. I don't know if in certain regions or all over, but they do greet each other with shalama, which is Hebrew, means peace. And then she went into other words in Hebrew. And that was a video I did maybe 2 years ago, maybe more longer than that. But anyway, it says, so Dr. Brown did admit, he said it out of his own mouth, that the DNA links the Lemba people as being descendant from the Israelites. But wait a minute, those are our people. They're Southwest Africans. They said the Lemba, Bantu people, and we know about the Bantus, the whole history of the slave trade, the people of Nigeria, the Bantu people of Ghana. It says the Lemba, the Bantu-speaking people of South Africa. Remember, the people of Northwest Africa migrated. A big number of them migrated down in South Africa, like the Zulu. The Zulus, they're Bantu people. And there was a big migration, I believe it was the 1500s. So the Zulus of South Africa are actually Israelites. So, when you see somebody that's studying from South Africa, could be an Israelite. Most likely he's an Israelite. So it says the Lemba, or the Lemba, the Bantu-speaking people of South Africa have tradition that they were led out of Judea by a man named Buddha. I'm sorry, Booba. They practice circumcision, keep one day a week holy, and avoid eating pork or pig-like animals such as the hippopotamus. Several groups around the world practice Judaic rites or claim to be descendant from biblical tribes without having any ancestral Jewish connection. And there is no Buba in the records of Jewish history. That's Esau, casting doubt on this whole thing. But but the remarkable thing about the Lemba tradition is that it may be exactly right. A team of geneticists has found that many Lemba men carry in men. You are who you are based upon the seed of your father. It found that many Lemba men carry in their male chromosome a set of DNA sequences that is distinctive of the Kohanim, which are the priesthoods. So the Lemba people would have to be of the tribe of Levi. The Jewish priests believed to be the descendants of Aaron, which was of the tribe of Levi, the older brother of Moses. And that's what they're saying. They're saying that the Lemba people, when they enslaved them, not all of them, but the majority of them, they took them right down to Haiti. This is why we say they did it priest. So this is backing up the sign, High Priest Aria's 12 tribe sign. They said the genetic signature of priests, which are the Levites, the tribe of Levi, a hereditary caste different from rabbis, but with certain ritual rules, is particularly common among Lemba men who belong to the senior of their 12 groups known as the Buba clan. The discovery of the Lemba's Jewish ancestry. So if the Lemba people, which are South Africans that stem from the Bantu people that came over here in captivity, but we can't put the Negroes in America, not the people. We're closely related to the Haitian people, the West Indian people, the people of the West Indian Islands. We are those people. More proof. And this is from the New York Times. This is the discovery of the Lemba's Jewish ancestry based upon DNA or DNA sequences. The discovery of the Lemba's Jewish ancestry has come about through the intertwining of two unusual strands of inquiry. One was developed by geneticists in the United States, Israel, and England, who wondered what truth there might be to the Jewish tradition that priests are the descendants of Aaron, the elder brother of Moses. And I don't have to read it anymore. So I mean, that's you done lost. That's the first round knockout right there. The fact that you, Dr. Brown, mentioned that DNA through geneticists found that the Lemba people are directly descended to the Jews. You didn't say Levites. They're not just directly descended from the Jews. They're directly descended from a particular tribe, the tribe of Levi. So there's more proof. So you want to go out of the Bible? We got you. You want to go into the Bible? We really got you. So now, let me go right here. I said I was going to go into. Oh, by the way, let me show you this. And this guy, these small hats are starting to tell the truth. This guy says it. Henry Abramson, Jewish geneticist, and the Lemba tribe of Africa. And he says pretty much the same thing that that article says in the New York Times. If I remember, I'll leave this in the description box. So even now, they are admitting that, you know, we are in part the Israelites. Oh, but the Negroes can't be. Oh, yeah, the Lemba will admit that they're Levites, but you black Negroes in America, you're nobodies. No, that's the tribe of Judah. Said the tribe of Judah be in the neck of their enemies, man. Right close to the head of the enemies. Your head, below your head is your neck. Below your neck is your shoulders. And the shoulders, Benjamin is at the shoulders of the enemy. Because we're close to Esau. When they say Esau, they're talking about the Esau in America. So we are at the neck of our enemies, the Edomites. But they're now admitting to the truth. So this train is moving faster. And it ain't stopping. Okay, so now let me go back over here to. Okay, this is the video that I put up last night. I'm not gonna make this long. I don't gotta do long, drawn out videos. Unless the spirit's on this. Vocab Malone in this weak ass Gentile argument. So he's being interviewed by this guy. And this guy, in this video, you can catch him saying, we gotta have a debate or discussion with these guys. There's nothing to discuss. We done told you, we done gave you the truth. There's nothing to discuss. Oh, what about this? But there ain't no buts in the thing. We broke it down to you, man. Even Dr. Brown says that the Lemba tribe, based upon DNA, go back to the tribes of Israel. So there was a question or a comment. That's why I said I want to go into Revelation 14. It says, is not the 144,000 virgins. It's not the 144,000 virgins. I said virgins. I said virgins. And the believers, the elect, would start with the 144,000. The 144,000 are virgins, spiritual virgins. It says they were men that were not defiled by women. They are literally virgins. See, you don't understand. And when you click on this guy, he or she set up this YouTube page back in 2017. Ain't nothing on it. Oh, there's one video about owls, the sound of owls. Defiled by women, they are literally virgins. No, they're not. It also says they follow, it's the Messiah, and he didn't sleep with a woman. IUIC says that it's talking about corruption. I don't know what he means by that. Not literal virgins. Can you explain that? Because that's adding to the word. Who's adding to the word? The IUIC? Because we're not adding to the word. And you don't know the word with your one video on owls. So I said IUIC says the lake of fire is eternal torment in hell. Is that true? Let's see if when he comes back. I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna answer your question by giving you another question. See how deep you go in this truth, which is not deep at all. Matter of fact, let me click on this guy. Look at that. Owl sleep sounds. Owls, you got one video. Owl sleep sounds about, you can set up your December of 2017. Shit, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I'm sorry, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We're talking about 6 years, man. No information. No information. Okay. Now let's come back. So, so he mentioned he's trying to, correct me on the virgins and 144,000. No, there are actually virgins. No, you actually don't know the scriptures. Let's go to that. Then I'll close. Like I said, I'm not going to go long with this thing. Revelation 14. See, you need to stop messing with us, vocab, and bringing your scholars like Dr. Brown, because even Dr. Brown is with us. You can't do anything against the truth, but for the truth. So he gave us more ammunition. So we can always bring up Dr. Brown, the esteemed Dr. Brown. He said that the Lemba tribe, the DNA goes back. He didn't, I don't know if he said Levites, but he said Jews. So now let's read this. This is a short, and I believe I did a video on Revelation 14. But since he brought up the question, I was going to go right to the point. But we may read the whole thing. A very easy read. It says the lamb and 144,000 on Mount Zion. That's the kingdom, obviously, when we're delivered. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. Second verse, and I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, and they sung, and this is after the destruction of Esau's system, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne. We're going to sing that new song, and we are singing the song right now. The song that we're singing is You Israelites, and this place is getting ready to go down. It says, and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. The word redeem means to be buy back, purchase back. That's why in Deuteronomy 28:68, it said, no man shall buy you, meaning no man shall redeem you. No man shall buy you back. So who's going to buy you back? Our Lord, Yahweh Shai, and the angels. When he comes back to deliver us, the elect, he's coming back to redeem us. Fourth verse, these are they which were not defiled by women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. How do we follow the Lamb? Through the book. Behold, I come in the volume of the book, and it's spoken of me. That's how we follow the Lamb. So do we literally follow a lamb around? No. We follow Yahweh Shai through the book. He's also known as the Comforter. That's why Tazadok was put to death, because he was calling himself Yahweh Shai. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruit unto the Most High and to the Lamb. So let's pull out some words. These are they which were not defiled by women. These women represent other philosophies. See, these black consciousness guys, they defile with that woman of the Kemetic woman. Or you got a lot of Latin tribes, that Roman Catholics, they're defiled by the Roman Catholic woman. For they are virgins. Let's look at the word defiled. Molo no. To pollute, stain, contaminate. And that's spoken of in the book of Jude. As a matter of fact, it might even be, okay, it's not, because it's spotted. It says to pollute, stain, contaminate, defile, using NT of those who have not kept themselves pure. Now we know what the word virgin means. It's not talking about actually being a virgin, not having sex with a woman. It says these were not defiled by woman. Now, are you defiled when you have sex? Yeah, you unclean. You're supposed to wash yourself. She's supposed to wash herself. If any seed goes on any blanket, you're supposed to wash. You're supposed to wash all that. It says, use in the NT of those who have not kept themselves pure from the defilement of sin, who have who have soiled themselves by fornication and adultery. Fornication and adultery of what? Of these other philosophies. So it's not talking about being literal virgins. And all these Jakes that are the black consciousness, the men that's in black consciousness community, and Roman Catholicism and Baptist and Methodist and Jehovah Witness and Seventh-day Adventist, or Democrat or Republican or whatever you're into, Mason, whatever you're into, you basically you're not going to get this truth. And what's going to happen to you is when they introduce the MOTB to you, you're going to take it, because there's nothing in your writings and your books, the books that you study. There's nothing in your organization that tell you not to take it. So guess what? All these guys in the so-called black conscious community, when that charagma, when they introduce a charagma, they're going to take it. Trust me. Some of you Israelites are going to take it. A lot of you Israelites are going to bug out too, because you're not going to know what to do, because your leaders are not going to give you the right answer. The only thing they can do, the leadership of your different Israelite groups can do, is admit that they were wrong, and guess what? GMS was right. So now that we know that they're not actual virgins, let's look up the word virgins. It's talking about a spiritual virginity. Parthenos, a virgin, a marriable maiden. This is literal, a woman who has never had sexual intercourse with a man, one's marriageable daughter, a man who has abstained from all uncleanness and whoredom, attendant on idolatry, which is worship, and so he kept his chastity, one who has never had intercourse with a woman. But this woman is talking about what? It's talking about these philosophies. These philosophies in all of its forms. I had to steal that from my main man, Bishop Netanya, which follow the Lamb. Because you might have some simple ass motherfuckers looking for a lamb. Oh, God bought me a lamb, and I'm following that lamb around everywhere. You dummy. You big dummy. How do you follow the lamb? You're following Yahweh Shai. And how do you follow him? Through the book. I'm following the lamb right now. First fruit. Fifth verse. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. Vision of the angel with the gospel, which is this truth. Sixth verse, Revelation 14, verse 6. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach. And the word preach, when you break that word down, you go into the etymology of the word. Um, it's a compound word. Pre meaning before, and each etch means to say or say before. Break it down. It means to say before. It says preach or prophesy. The word preach means to prophesy. And these preachers in the church, they don't prophesy. They're not talking about the downfall of Babylon. They're not telling the people that you're the Israelites. They're not, none of these black churches, I'm focusing on these black, so-called black churches. None of them are teaching you about the MOTB. So guess what? All those people are going to take it. And they're going, them pastors they're going to push it on you to take it. They're going to most likely bring out Romans chapter 13, 1 and 2. Obey the government. If you go against the government, you're going against the Most High. Unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue of people. That's talking about Israelites. Because we're scattered among the heathen. Saying with a loud voice, fear the Most High and give glory to him. How do you give glory to the Most High? By calling him Jesus? By saying, who's the king? Christ. No, by calling him by his true name, Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai. Fear the Most High and give glory to him for the honor, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of water. Now, who made that? Yahweh Shai and angels, appointed angels. But who gave the order? The Most High. So the Most High wanted to build a universe, Genesis 1, but he used his top man, Yahweh Shai, to do it with the angels. So that's his house. He said, heaven is my throne and earth is my footstool. 8th verse. And here followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And part of her fornication is the alphabet boys or girls, the happy people, because they're trying to push it on Ghana right now. And God, I believe it's Ghana. And Ghana is not accepting it. They have representatives from the media from over here in Babylon pushing that. And the top leadership is saying, no, we ain't pushing that, man. Because those people over there are Israelites. The Spirit bear witness that we, with our spirit, that we are the children of the Most High. It also says, and matter of fact, I'll get it so I can read it right so I don't botch it up. I believe it's Romans 2, verse 14. Let's see if I'm correct. For when the Gentiles, Israelites that were scattered among the Gentiles and lost their religion, so to speak, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are law unto themselves. So that's what's going on in Ghana. That's what's going on in certain parts of Africa, that they don't want to accept what the mainstream media from America is giving them to openly accept and pass laws to protect gay, happy people. Okay, so we're in the ninth verse. And the third angel followed, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his right hand or in his hand. That word mark is not sin in any form. It's not Christianity. It's not an embargo. Oh, it's spiritual. It's not spiritual. It's not religion. All you got to do is go to the root of the word. The root of the word, and that's called etymology. That's called Hermenism. Hermenism is a nice way of saying root word. The word there is charagma. Charagma is a physical thing. It's not a spiritual thing. And the hand and the forehead are your forehead and your hand. They're going to surgically put it in you. And you keep following them. Keep following your leaders, man. Keep following your false leaders. Because when it actually comes, you're gonna ask your leader about it. You're gonna question it because you've been window shopping. And a lot of you gonna bug out. You're gonna be caught between two thoughts. A lot of you gonna run back to your Baptist church. It says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture. That's the destruction, the missiles, the lasers coming from the ships, the laser coming from Yahushai's fathership, which is the size of a mountain, into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And that's not talking about eternal hell. That's talking about this Babylon the Great, the U.S. being utterly destroyed by fire. Number one nation that's going to do it is Russia, is the chief prince, Ra'ash Shah. Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. Now, that's not talking about eternal hell. That's talking about this place being on fire. And that fire is going to go up for a long time. And then when the fire, there's no longer fire, everything is burnt, elements melt with fervent heat, then there's going to be smoke. And that smoke is going to bellow. Could be a year, could be 2 years, could be 3 years. The scripture says, the scripture that says 7 months and 7 years and 7 this, meaning the smoke is going to bellow until it finally goes out. And then what's going to be left, what remains, is the largest desert on the planet Earth, also known as the Forbidden Zone, because nobody will be able to come to America. The scriptures speak about this, the line of confusion. That's America. You're not going to know where the borderline between New York and New Jersey is, between New York and Connecticut, between Buffalo and Canada. You will have Canada. Canada will be intact. Central and South America will be intact. The shape of the world will be a little bit different because the whole earth is going to shake. And the earth is going to be enlarged. It says, and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, means for a long time, and they have no rest day or night because they're going to be in captivity. Who worship the beast and his image. So are the Israelites worshiping the beast, going to worship the beast and the image? They're doing it now. The thing that's going to seal the deal is that they're going to take the karate, which is a physical thing. Here's the patience of the saints, which are the Israelites, starting with the elect. The word saints means holies. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High. Because when you come into this thing, you begin to keep the commandments. You begin to grow a beard. You stop eating unclean foods. You begin to honor the Sabbath and the high holy days. And the faith of Yahushai, Hamashiach. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, right, blessed are the dead which die in Yahweh, like Abba, High Priest Abba, Elder Abba, Elder Yaqua, Elder Mashah, all the men's friends in this truth that have passed on. They're good. They're good. From henceforth, it says, yeah, saith the Spirit, they may rest from their labors and their works do follow them. Now, if you fall off, your works don't follow you when you die. You got to die in this work, being in this truth. Now it says in Isaiah 57, they rest in their beds. When Saul used the witch of Endor to summon up the spirit of Samuel, he got mad. He said, why disquieteth me out of my rest? He said, why you, like I said, like I told my woman, my woman's mother died. She's all fucked up. And I explained to her what death is. I said, she's in a better place. Literally, she's in her right mind. She's not in pain. And if the Lord said you can come back to the earth, she'll say, no, I don't want to come back to the earth. That's paradise. The Apostle Paul saw paradise. He said he couldn't even describe it. It was unlawful to put into words. That's what he meant when he said it was not lawful to speak on, meaning I couldn't put it into words. It didn't mean, well, you see the angel saying, you see how heaven is, right? You better not go ahead and tell nobody because that's a sin. 14 verse, we're almost finished. Just hang on. It says the reapers, and this is a beautiful part. We're coming to the part of the reapers. Remember, Richard Pryor's father said at his mother's funeral when she died, it was cold, and they were saying all the ceremonial things that they say in a funeral. And Richard Pryor's father said, he said, let's get to the part with the dirt. Let's get to the part with the dirt. I love you, baby, but goddamn, it's cold out here. You know, because she's in the spiritual realm. And he was straightforward. You know? So we looking for the Most High to get to the part with the dirt, meaning put this devil in the dirt. Put him in the dirt. Cremate this motherfucker and put his ass in the dirt. Get to the part with the dirt. 14 verse, Revelation 14, verse 14. And I looked and behold a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man. Talking about a gigantic ship. Having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. Now, did he actually necessarily have a crown on his head? No, because it says in Revelation 19, he had many crowns on his head. So what does a crown represent? A golden crown represent rulership, right? What does many crowns on his head represent? That you're going to take down more than one nation. That's why you call the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. 15 verse, Revelation 14, verse 15, almost out of here. And another angel came out of the temple crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Yahushai, the Lamb, thrust in thy sickle. Now, is he going to actually thrust in the sickle? No. This is parabolic talk. This is poetic talk. Now, John, when he saw these visions, sometimes he saw people, in the case of them getting the charagma, he saw people lining up getting doctors and maybe tattoo artists that are certified, actually give them the charagma. When he saw America as a woman. So he saw an actual woman. So sometimes he saw an actual beast. Sometimes he saw the literal thing going on. John, like I said, the administering of the charagma, he saw it literally going on. He didn't see no beasts. You know, he saw men and women lining up, getting charagma. So is our Lord going to actually put a sickle in the earth? No. Hey, it says in Matthew 24, Matthew 13, I believe it's Matthew 13, the angel's going to bind, I believe it's bundles. He's going to bind the tears and bundles and burn them. They're not going to actually be bound in bundles. That's symbolic. That's poetic talk. And another angel came out of the temple crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And that's also in the same language in Matthew chapter 13, 38. Cast them in the furnace. Are they going to actually be cast in the furnace? No. That's parabolic for the missiles are going to drop on Babylon the Great, the U.S. And we see it plain crystal clear. 16 verse, Revelation 14, verse 16. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. He delivered the wheat, which we are the wheat, and the tares. He put, and which is Esau and other nations, he separated them and burnt them. And another angel came out of the temple, which is in heaven. He also sang, having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire. What fire? Nuclear fire. The fire from the ships. And cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle and gather the cluster of the vine of the earth. Who's the cluster of the vine of the earth? Esau. But is he going to gather all of them? No. He's going to gather, because you're going to have Edomites in various parts of Europe and around the world that are going to be alive. They're going to see this whole thing. And then what we're going to do, we're going to come back down and we're going to gather them all up to put them into slavery. And they're going to try to fight us. They're going to get their armies to try to fight us. And that's when we're going to, and that's when we're going to have fun. That's when the big bucks start rolling in. Inside joke. It says, with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth. Isaiah 63, starting from the first verse. For her grapes are fully ripe. Oh, they're raising hell, man, in Israel with this guy, Netanyahu. They said all the McDonald's are shut down because they're against his policy that he's trying to bring forth. You got people going on strike. If a kingdom be divided against itself, it cannot stand. If Satan be divided against itself, it cannot stand. Jacob's trouble is also Esau's trouble. And the angel thrust in his sickle into earth and gathered the vine of the earth and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of the Most High. And the winepress was trodden without the city. And blood came out of the winepress even unto the horse's bridle by the space of 1,600 furlongs. And anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.